I'm Josie, and this is my first episode of Cosplaying on a Budget. So if you're here, you probably are looking for tips on how to make a cosplay while spending the least amount of money as possible. Well, fortunately for you, I've been cosplaying on and off for about 5 years, and I am a broke high school student, so I don't have a lot of money. I'm going to show you how I made this cosplay while spending the least amount of money. My goal was to stay under $100, and I think I was pretty successful with that. I haven't quite tallied up how much money I spent, but I know for sure it is under $100, which honestly, I'm impressed. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining how I made this mask, as it was made months prior to filming this, and I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of how I made the wings. I hope this video gives you some tips for cosplaying, and if you're trying to make this exact cosplay or a similar Perpetua cosplay or anyone else who has bone wings, I hope this video is helpful for you. Anyways, let's get into making the cosplay. Okay, so here is the shirt that I am using as my base shirt. I got it for $7 at Goodwill, and his shirt has buttons, so it looks like I'm going to need to sew some on. I have a bunch in a bag right here. Also, here is the finished back plate for the wings. I hot glued fabric onto a foam board that was left over from probably a school project. So for the waist part, I am using an old belt and I'm attaching it onto the back plate, and then I'm going to use other belts for the shoulder straps. Okay, so I'm laying out the bones with the help of this cat. So there are 4 bones for the wingspan, and then these 2 will be coming off of the arms, and I need to find some of the bigger bones that I have as Halloween decorations. They will be the parts that are actually on my arms, so I need literal arm size bones. Today is a good day to be that one house that goes all out for Halloween because I have plenty of bones. Alright, so I have all the bones that I need for one wing, and I ordered a second pack of these ones, which should be arriving in a couple days. I think what I'm going to do with the bones, because there's no way for me to make it double-sided. Obviously, I'm not about to order 4 packs of these bones. That's way over budget, so I'm going to make the fabric, between the bones. So I realized I'm going to need some sort of joint socket for these wings, because if they're going to attach to my mid to lower back, I need flexibility. This isn't just going to sit here and be able to move. I need some sort of socket. So I decided we are going to try to use wiffle balls, put the bone inside of it and cut the holes here bigger so it fits the bone, and then this will be the socket. It might look kind of clunky on the back, but we will figure that out. This will be probably the best and cheapest option I have to make a joint. And we officially have a working joint. Bone moves around. It moves plenty enough for my shoulder and my upper arm to be able to move up and down and forwards and backwards a little bit. So this has been quite the process, but I am currently laying out the bones for the wings and the triangle pieces. I only have it cut out for one wing. I'm just trying to get the shape of the wings right, adjusting the bones so that it will actually look good. Okay, so the wings are a little bit weird. They have to be shorter here because I do not have enough bones to do 3 on each thing, but that's okay because those are going to be closer to my back. So I mean, I don't want them to be super long and poke me in the butt. So I'm just going to show everything so far. So we have these bones right here for the long wing, and here is the back thing. It's going to sit about there. So here my elbow is going to be about right here, and this will connect from actually this should probably be a little bit lower, and then this will be my forearm, and then no, on his there's a space between his hand and this bone. I'm not really going to do that just to make life easier. And so you're probably wondering, how is this going to stand up? Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering too, but I'm thinking wire like a lot of wire. I'm going to like fold this fabric over and then put like thick wire in there. This was definitely an experience, but all the bones are glued down. If I pick it up, you can kind of see it. If I had a free hand, I could show it easier, but I'm kind of recording, so I can't show it off that well. So I'm just gonna wrap wire around the top, and then I'm gonna put the top bones on, and it will be wearable soon. I'm going to use this wire because it's the thickest one that I have. So here we have a cat. I added wooden dowels into the wings. It's folded over. You can kind of see it more on the back. They're pretty thin, but I added it from the end of the wing to about where the strap that goes over my wrist is, because after my wrist, the wings kind of just flop, and we don't want that. We need them to be secure. Oh my God, this is covered in cat hair. It still flops a little bit, but not quite as much. So the next step is to add another one of these Velcro straps just to hold in my hand, because it still flops and we're trying to minimize the flop. Okay, so I figured out how to connect the wing on the back plate to the wing arms. So I kind of just folded wire weirdly. I made like a big hole there and folded wire weirdly in case in case I move in a certain way that the end of this bone would need to go into this bone. It can a little bit. And I folded the wire in that. So I'm trying to refold the wire. And for the big one, I just did kind of like 2 loops, and I'll show me setting up the next one. So I made I guess it looks like a weird leaf. You gotta shove it in here, and you're gonna have to fold one of the sides, and then once it's in there, use a wire tool to unfold the inside, so then when you pull on it, it won't come out. So now that it is in here, I'm going to use this wire tool to bend the wires enough that when I tug on it, it won't come right out. Okay, so I bent it, and it kind of sits up in the top of the bone over here, so it's not coming out. It is way too long, so I had to cut quite a bit off. Now for this one, because it's a smaller hole, I'm just gonna do a similar thing, fold it up enough that it won't pop out when it is pulled on. I kind of made a weird loopy thing with a bit sticking up to see if that does anything. It won't even go in, so if I can get it in, I know it's not coming out. Okay, we are in, and it was quite a struggle to get this in, so I think if I pull on it, it's not coming out of either side. So the bones are officially attached. Now I just need to attach this onto the inside of here. Oh my gosh, this is actually so awesome. The wings are on for the first time ever. Not fully, because I need to, they kind of do that. I need to attach it. Okay, I just want to show off the outfit so far. So this, I still need to sew the bit right here with the pins, but here's the jacket, minus the sparkly details, because I don't have those yet. Oh my god, this is awesome. I still need to add the hand straps, because my hands are gonna sit right here to help support this. Then this is how I'm gonna pose. I love how the light shines through them his actual wings. Now before we end the video, I just want to show how I was able to make the hand bit. So there's the wrist thing right there, and then the hand bit, if you hold it with your thumb down, which that's just how my thumb rests naturally on it, I don't have to hold it that much, but then my fingers will sit under the bone, and it allows me to hold the wing up normally with very little effort. So basically for the mask, I used a half face base mask, which I found on Amazon. You can kind of see the shape of it, and I'll link it in the description. So I did paper mache, just extended it, and it was really uneven at the top. That's okay. So then after I did the paper mache, once it was completely dry, I cut it into the rounded shape, and it still doesn't have to be completely perfect, because then you're going to go over the whole thing in air dry clay. So this is the clay I used. It's the Fimo air dry clay. I think I just got it at Michael's. And then you're also going to go over the base mask and do some detailing. I use some clay tools. Honestly, I don't love clay tools that much, so I just kind of did fingerprints and just like went from there and like made funky shapes. I didn't do all the forehead details because I didn't think I'd be able to make that look good. And once the clay dries, you are going to want to sand it down with fine sandpaper so that it gets the pretty smooth look that mine has. And so what I did, I painted it with this Deco Art metallic paint, and I went over it with a layer of matte Mod Podge to like make sure the paint won't chip or anything, but I realized matte makes it not shiny. So then mine, actually, after the Mod Podge, I just did another layer of the paint, which I'm sure there is a shiny Mod Podge. If there is, I would recommend that, but honestly, it hasn't chipped so far, so I would still recommend going over the Mod Podge with a layer of paint. So basically these are screws I got at Michael's. Here's what they are, not on the mask. Before you paint it, you're gonna wanna make holes for these. So basically I use an X-Acto knife, and I think I originally poked a hole through the plastic mask to kind of get it started. And then I very, very carefully like twisted it around to drill a hole through the clay. If you do put clay over this part, I didn't. So you just carefully twist it through the plastic to make holes for these, and you're gonna want to like do it slowly because you don't want to make it too big. You want to make sure the screws will fit through it. So this buckle, you could try to make your own, but for me it was just cheapest to purchase like a pre-made like 3-strap buckle from someone on Etsy. I will put a link in the description for that. And also I literally just poked holes with the X-Acto knife through the like elastic, and then I stuck the screw through it, attached it on both sides, and that's how it stays on there. This is what it looks like on too. It's pretty comfortable. You honestly don't want it to be that tight. Like once it's on, like it's not gonna fall off, and it's not like smushing my face or anything, because if it's tight it could rip something. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope I was able to give you some good tips on making cheap cosplays, and if you're trying to make a similar cosplay to this, I hope this tutorial-ish was helpful in giving you some guidance. If you have any questions, I will do my best to answer them in the comments, but if you're asking about measurements for anything, no, I am not going to give measurements. This is not a template. This is just kind of a really loose how-to. I mean, you could make this cosplay a million different ways, and I don't want to give exact measurements because I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't measuring stuff. I was just kind of like going for it. Yeah, I will try my best to answer any questions in the comments, and every specific item that I purchased that I use will be linked in the description below. I really hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you for watching. Bye!